what's going on, guys? Brandon Paul here, and in this lesson we're going to learn how to play Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. All right, so this is another song that's going to incorporate our capo. Sometimes this is our best friend, so it's always nice to have this handy with you, especially when you're playing acoustic guitar. You can slide it around and play a lot of the open chord positions. So in this song, Free Fallin', we're going to have it on the 1st fret. And as always, some of the tips with the capo is that we want to keep it in the middle of the fret, and we want to double check these strings to make sure they're coming out nice and clear. Just like that. When you're ready to go, we'll jump into the chords. So we're going to start with the first chord, E major. Now, in theory, it's not actually an E major, it's an F major because we're in the key of F. But since we're substituting with the capo, it's just easier if we refer to these chords by the open shapes, and it'll help you be a little bit more familiar with them. So the first one is an E major. Our middle finger is on the 3rd fret on the A, 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret on the D, 1st finger is on the 2nd fret of the G, and we strum all of them. Okay, that's the first chord. What we're going to do is go to the next chord, which is an A suspended, and all I'm going to do is move the middle and the 3rd down a string. I'm going to take my index off, and then what I'm going to do is strum these 5 strings. I'm not playing the low E on this one, and that chord is called suspended, and it's an A suspended. Kind of has an interesting sound. It doesn't exactly resolve like an E chord resolves, and you can hear that it sounds just kind of finished. But suspended, that type of sound is kind of on the fence. It can go anywhere. Okay, then it goes back to an E chord, and then we finish with this chord, which is another suspended chord, and we're going to call it C suspended for the sake of the capo. So with this one, this is very similar to power chords, and you can refer to another video or 2 of mine on how to play power chords and finger positions for that. But I'm going to show you how to do it in this one anyway. So your index finger is going to go on the 3rd fret on the A string. Your 3rd finger is going to go on the 5th fret on the D string, and your pinky is going to go on the 5th fret on the G string. And you're going to strum these 5. You're not going to strum the low E string, you're going to strum these 5, okay? And that's C suspended, all right? So now that you got the 3 chords that are in this song, it's basically the entire song. It's the verse, the intro, the verses, and the choruses right there. So let's talk about the exact rhythm that's happening with the right hand. Now, you guys know that I'm all about keeping this consistent. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I'm always preaching about using your wrist when you're strumming, never your elbow, and we're always going to do down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? Now, that doesn't always mean that we're striking every single time. It just means that we're keeping this going so we can have rhythmic continuity. Or in other words, we can keep the groove really consistent every time. So if I play the riff, this is my rhythm pattern right here. And I'm doing the ghost notes like I usually do. This helps me practice the rhythm and get me prepared. All right, so once you got that a little bit under your belt, and that's always, like I said, going down, up consistently. The key is just to find some of the accent points or where you want to kind of strike a little harder, like. It might seem kind of difficult to do at first, but it's really not after a while, and you're going to be glad that you started developing your guitar playing like this. I wish personally somebody would have showed me this when I first started, but I was too busy trying to do direct patterns. And that may have been the right times to play those chords, but point is this is much smoother, and it'll get the groove going so people can feel the music even more. All right, so back to this. You really want to get the art of transitioning these chords down. Once you, like I said, get this down really slow, I want you to really go for it. Okay, that's the first two right there, and there's only two more after that. So once you get this, E, A sus, okay, then you're gonna go A sus, E, right? So you're just going back, and then you're gonna do the final one, the C suspended. It's kind of an interesting one to say, C suspended. Okay, so really, really slow, here we go. You can see this is always, so if this is kind of tough at first, don't give up on the play. You know, you got to keep going with it. It takes a little bit of time, but if you follow these guidelines that I'm giving you now, I promise you, you'll be able to knock this out really, really soon. So the only real tricky part might be going to that C suspended. If you're not familiar with this hand position, it's a little bit of a stretch on your hand, but you'll get used to it really soon. So one more time, and then you'll be all done with this for the day. Here we go. Let's establish that groove. Here we go. Okay guys, thank you so much for viewing this video on how to play Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. I absolutely love this song, and I hope you do too, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe below by clicking the red button. Also click on that bell so you can get notifications from me anytime I post. And if you're interested in guitar lessons from me, just go to BrandonPaulGuitarAlliance.com. Thanks.